Well, I've got to tell you, I have a heavy heart because I understand where we are. We are in great peril. We are in the time prophecies foretell that a day of great disaster comes suddenly on unsuspecting people. That's in Matthew 24. So there'll come a time of great distress, such as has not occurred since the beginning of the foundations of the earth. We're facing something pretty huge. But God has a plan. It's to take care of the wickedness. The world is sick. There's problems in this world. God has a cure. He's telling us what he's coming to do. It does say cities are going to burn. It says a large and mighty army comes. It has the effect we turn back to him as a nation. But it also says in Ezekiel 5 and Ezekiel 7, it talks about 2/3 of your people perish. Ezekiel 18 says the souls who sin are the ones who die, that God's coming to basically clean up. Says we're to look forward to this. In a new heaven and a new earth, the home of the righteous. Because this world's got a bright future, because we're being told the nations are rising are the beginning of birth pains. Process that. We're in a birth pain process. A woman can't say, today's not a good day to do this. Can we postpone this till next week? No, she don't have that option. This is not stopping. But there's winds. There's a wind in Matthew 24 when summer's near. It's at the door. Tonight was a new moon, fingernail clipping of the moon in the west, going down. Jesus said in Matthew 24, they said, tell us when will be the end of the age. Jesus answers. Really, he's answering the question, tell us when. They want to know. We want to know. Says no man knows the day or the hour. But when he says the moon will not give light, it's a new moon. It's in Hosea 5:7. Talks about they dealt treacherously with the Lord. The new moon will devour them in their fields. The fields are being devoured is in Joel chapter 1. Farmers grieve over the loss of harvest. Matthew 24 says, learn less from the fig tree. Luke says, learn less from all the trees. The branches are tended, the leaves come out. You're watching the environment. It's when summer's near. It's at the door. That's like we're being told the month. In the year, 1 Thessalonians 5:3, it says, concerning these times and seasons, you know perfectly well that the day of the Lord is coming. That's a large and mighty army comes, Joel chapter 2. Never been one like it before, never be another like it again. And then it says, when the people say peace and safety, the sudden destruction is coming. I've got other videos about global world peace. Trump formed a global organization called Board of Peace. 20-some nations came. Each one paid $1 billion to be a member. They're talking about how we're going to have world peace. At the same time, we're in the birth pains in Iran and Russia. The bear's rising. In Daniel 7, the 4 beasts are rising up. You're going to see the bear rise up. That's Ezekiel 38. They come out of the far north. It's armies from the north. It's in Jeremiah 6. Talks about it too. Disaster from the north. It's Ezekiel chapter 1's fire cloud unfolding itself coming out of the north. It's Ezekiel 7 where it says an end is coming. Behold, a disaster. A unique disaster is coming. Read this stuff in multiple versions of the Bible. Study it hard, because the more you spend time in the Word of God, the more equipped you will be, because without faith, it's impossible to please God. Faith comes by hearing the Word of God. So I hear what God's saying when I read, this is what the Lord says. And it says that in a lot of places. So you're hearing what God says when you read the Word. You don't have to listen to a lot of false preachers out there saying, this thus saith the Lord. It says they prophesy out of their own vain imaginations. They believe what they say is going to come true. But the Lord has not sent them. The Lord has sent us the Word of God. We need to study it, read it. It's telling us everything we need to know. And it all fits where we are right now. We're being told in Ezekiel 4, get 390 days supply of wheat, barley, beans, because this disaster happens when summer's near, when the crops are in the field and the harvest is lost. 390 days supply of food will take you to the next year's harvest. Your food you'll be fed. It says in Joel 2:20, that we turn to the Lord and cry out and pray, oh God, help us. That's 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people who are called by my name, if they humble themselves, seek my face, pray, turn from their wicked ways, I will hear from heaven, I will heal their land. God has a plan to heal our land. It's like the earth is sick and it's got to have surgery. I know I've known a man a long time. He's a little older than me. He just had open heart surgery. Oh my goodness. They had to cut him open to get a vein out of his leg, do 5-way bypass. But God, the earth is sick. God's like a surgeon. He's coming to perform a surgery. It's going to be painful. Birth pains are not easy, but you wouldn't be here listening to me. I wouldn't be here talking to you if certain women a long time ago had a bad day talking about our mamas. And that's why we're here, because birth pains bring new life. God has a plan for our earth. New life is coming. You want to be part of it. Seek the Lord, seek righteousness, stock up, get ready. The pain is real, but you can minimize it by preparing to deal with what the Lord is saying is coming. Share this information. The bear is rising. The armies of the north get driven back out. It repeats that in Joel 2, chapter 2, and in Ezekiel 39. It said the armies from the north are driven back out. The Lord turns things around. Then the third beast in Daniel 7 rises, has authority to rule. It's global government. The one world order is trying to get established. It does get established. Then the fourth beast with large teeth of iron is China, takes over the one world government with their army of 200 million in Revelation 9, because an army of 200 million can only serve one purpose. It's for establishing complete and total global domination. This is not hard to figure out, but Jesus returns, Revelation 19:11, to rescue us from our enemies. That's Luke chapter 1, verse 72. And he brings with him an army from heaven, which is scriptures proving we're not alone in the universe. What is coming is a huge military arrival from somewhere else out there in the universe and to our rescue. And then we'll stand and sing the Song of Moses by a sea of glass mixed with fire in Revelation 15. Pause this video, rewind it, look up these scriptures. I know them all. And they all connect with logic. God has a plan. A third of mankind is going to be killed by fire, smoke, and sulfur. That's weeds in Matthew 13. They're the children of the devil. It's harvest time is at the end of the age. We're at the end of the age. And Matthew 13 says, when it's harvest time, gather the weeds in bundles to be burned. So who's the third of mankind being killed by fire, smoke, and sulfur? It's all of our enemies. So that makes Freddie Mercury was a prophetic. Yeah, he wrote a song. We are the champions of the world. Keep on fighting. No time for losers. This is a challenge for the future of the whole human race. And we ain't gonna lose. Click share and subscribe. I know these scriptures. I know the truth. And I'm trying to warn people. Get ready. We're headed for the most difficult time the planet Earth has ever seen. It says that in Matthew 24:2. God bless you. Thanks for watching.